Hello and welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities Tarot. My name is Rachelle and I am doing a reading for the collective, starting with some prosperity dust, of course. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do a reading to see what what am I doing? To see what comes out. See what comes out reading. I was gonna do a specific spread, but I think maybe I'll save that for tomorrow or another time. So let's start with some angel cards. This one. Respect. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. We've got two angels bowing to one another. Oh, and I feel a sneeze coming. Oh. Maybe. Yep. Now I'm going to be all sniffly. We've got gratitude. An angel greeting the sun, the landscape, the sun. Maybe the sun's coming up. Maybe it's going down. And since we got the gratitude card, I need to pick a card from the gratitude deck. Perfectly project a positive and loving blessing to everyone and everything that has touched your life. Cultivating the attitude of gratitude, it will keep you... Cultivate the attitude of gratitude. It will keep you constantly in the creative flow. Eric Butterworth. Oh. Creative flow. That's interesting because creativity, like themes around creativity, have been coming up a lot in my readings recently. Perfectly project a positive and loving blessing to everyone and everything that has touched your life. I mean, I don't know about the word perfectly, but it appeals to the perfectionist within me, but is there really such thing as perfectly imperfect? Maybe. Yeah, but cultivate the attitude of gratitude for everything that has touched your life. The sun, the sun, the moon, the people, the animals, the plants, the flora and the fauna. All right, so let's go over to gratitude for respect as well. Respect. Having gratitude is a form of respect. All right, I just grabbed the Wisdom of the Oracle. Exchanging gifts, 27. Respect is a gift. TikTok in reverse, 30. Let's go like this. Clean it up in reverse, 21. Let me look at clean it up in reverse real quick. Is it possible you may be focusing too much on other people right now? Trying too hard to be helpful? Does taking on what belongs to others make you feel needed or desired? Perhaps you think it's your calling to relieve people of their burdens, but what is the cost to you and to them? Don't clean up someone else's side of the street. You're not helping by freeing him or her of responsibility. You're also not doing yourself any favors. And you just might be adding an even greater strain. Greater strain. Okay. So there's this energy of there's something happening here with this exchanging gifts. And it starts out on equal footing. Everyone's sharing what's important to them, what they can. There's a reciprocity, right? But there's something about there's a feeling of losing time. There's not enough time. There's some kind of, this came up in another reading recently. It's like there's some kind of urgency here, and it's kind of trying to bypass divine timing. And divine timing is simply things will happen when they're supposed to happen and not before that. But, that often requires patience, and sometimes when we have certain motives, ulterior motives, certain desires, certain goals, we want things to work out a certain way, we start chomping at the bit. We start being like, okay, let's make this happen. And so there's something about someone is doing this to you, or you're doing this to someone, where it's like we're not exchanging fast enough. Let's hurry up and make something happen because we're running out of time, or there's not enough time, or it's like you're not giving enough, and so I'm going to help you. And then it turns into overgiving. I don't know. There's something about needing to get back in your own lane and know that everything will work out in the right time. And again, if it's not working out, it's not the right time. It's that simple. But it's not easy. It's not easy to wrap ourselves around that concept when we have things we want to make happen, to have happen. Let me get some low. Okay, so let me look over here at the tea leaf oracle. Dolphin. Financial gain, usually coming from something you did in the past. Okay. I like to see that. Financial gain because of something you did in the past. Firecracker. Excitement. Excitement because of some kind of financial gain. Whether you know about this financial gain or not. Totally sure. Cracked cup. Dissatisfaction with life. We have these two very different energies here. No, I don't know. I mean, kind of. It's like there's this financial gain. Maybe it's a desire for financial gain. Ouch. This scraped my nose. Owie, ow. Okay. How about if I use a tissue instead of my hand? So it's scraping up my face. My face is taking a beating lately. Okay, so yeah, there's this excitement about this financial gain, and maybe it's somehow shining the spotlight on some kind of dissatisfaction with where you've been, on where you're at, and now this financial gain is coming in, or there's an excitement about the prospect of it, and because it has to do with feeling dissatisfied in some way. And it makes sense then why there's kind of this feeling of like, let's hurry up and make it better. And there's someone on board, or there's someone you're like dragging along with you. It's like you both start off, I'm picturing like walking together, going toward the goal. Oh, I'm even getting like those three-legged races, you know, where each person has one leg in a bag, in the same bag, or tied to each other somehow. And so like there's one person who's lagging behind, and the other person is like starts to pick up the pace and is like, hurry up, we got to win the race. And you know, and the other person falls, and they're like dragging him on the ground, not letting him get up. It's like there's, I don't know, there's something about like not everybody's going at the same pace, and if there's a collaboration or there's some kind of connection here, it's like, or it's like sometimes we can be in a situation in our own life where we feel stalled or stuck or stagnant in some way, and so rather than dealing with our own stuff, it's easier to put our attention on others and kind of start telling them what they should do. But it's actually a projection of our own feeling of stuckness. I don't know. Anyway, let's keep going. Let me go over to the Osho Zen Tarot. Sharing. Queen of Fire. Yeah, exchanging gifts. Okay, sharing. The Miser. 4 of Rainbows. We have these, again, we have kind of opposite energies here. Like someone's sharing and someone's like, thank you, and I'm gonna just keep it. Or I don't know, maybe that's a part of the dissatisfaction. What's happening here? 8 of Rainbows. Ordinariness. One person is sharing, one person is holding on, not giving back, taking more than their share. What is this ordinariness about? There's a working on something. Fool. Aries energy. Taking a leap of faith. Nothingness. Hierophant. Taurus. Yeah, there's taking a leap of faith into the void. Totality. 5 of Fire. We have some kind of collaboration here. Everyone has to be totally in it to win it. In order for this to work, like there's a handing off. There's something new that's coming in, something that's being worked on, but it's like having to do with this ordinariness. Working on what needs to be worked on, what needs to be done. What is this Miser? Okay, tell me more about that. Silence. This is the Star. Aquarian energy. Yeah. Not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. 6 of Rainbows. Compromise. Three of Fire. Experiencing. Okay. Oh, wait, hang on. Wait, tell me more about this sharing. This is the Page of Rainbows. Slowing down. Mind. This is Night. So am I saying that right? Night? Yeah, Page Night. Brain. Night of Clouds. Mind. Okay. Maybe I understand. 10 of Clouds. Rebirth. Oh. Okay. So, there's this desire to overcome. Okay, so it starts out where there's this feeling of like we're slowing down. We've got some kind of new effort we're putting in. We're learning. We're taking time. We're making our way to the water. And there's a lot of stuff happening in the mind. There's a lot of, it's kind of chaotic. It's everything's very jumbled. But out of this, because of slowing down and kind of sitting with this energy or kind of feeling into it, there's this sense of like, okay, how do I get unstuck? Okay, I'm going to rise up. I'm going to work with this energy. I'm going to allow it, accept it, make friends with it. And from this comes this sense of like a newfound understanding, a newfound passion. It's with this rebirth here. It's like we have this camel down here, which feels like this mind energy. And out of it springs this lion, this fierce, fiery, intense energy. And then out of that springs the child and this kind of feeling of joy. They're playing the flute. And there's a rebirth, right? Rebirth. And from this, there's this sense of I want to share of myself. I want to share of what I've learned, of this newfound passion, right? The light, sharing the light, the resources. This card in particular feels very much like the Queen of Pentacles. It's like it's a very nurturing, loving, kind. It's energy. It's like, let me take my abundance and share it with you, right? But then we have this, over here we have this silence. Silence, compromise. It's like taking your, somebody, we'll say it's you, taking this dream, this hope, this wish for sharing of yourself, others sharing with you. You have this vision. But this compromise energy, this is the stuck part. This is where it's like you're sharing of yourself, but you're not getting back what you're giving. It's like there's a reluctance to meet you where you're at, or maybe for you to meet someone else where they're at. But again, there's this kind of working with the energy. It's like, okay, let me just put myself in someone else's shoes. Let me try to experience what they're feeling. Or let me just get into the place, could be just get into the place of maybe what I need to do is give to myself. Give to myself rather than trying to give to others or another. When I'm not getting back what I'm putting in. There's all of this kind of contemplative energy. Things are kind of foggy. You can't fully see down below. You can only see up above. It's like you're having to access your intuition. And so there's something about getting into just the experience of what it means to give to yourself. Go hug a tree. Trees are always giving. They don't have any expectations. Something about learning from a tree. I don't know. Learning from nature, learning from animals. They're there. I mean, they have somewhat of an expectation. They want you to feed them and give them attention and love. But it's like, it's doing something. I feel like the tree is the best analogy here, is the best like literal thing, because a tree literally stands there and does does what it does, and it does not expect you to do anything. And if you show up, if you go touch a tree, there's an actual interaction. There's an chemical, energetic action and reaction between you and that tree that is actually really, really beneficial. So there's something about, rather than trying to give where there's a reluctance to receive or to give back, there's something about going to that tree, going somewhere where you're not expected to do anything but just show up as yourself and be, right? And so then you're like, okay, I'm pulling my energy back. I'm not going to show up and just share of myself when it's not being received, or there's a reluctance to meet you where you're at with how much you're sharing or what you're sharing. And so there's a pulling back here. And so then it's like going in a new direction. Okay, this nothingness, this is where all possibilities exist. It's stepping off into the void, doing something new, could be something new. And handing off. So you're walking away from this where there's just not a lot of giving back, and you're like, okay, I'm going to be grabbing on to something new here and working on that. Maybe it's something that feels a little, I don't know, the ordinariness. We already have you kind of learning, maybe doing something new. Maybe you're just putting yourself more into that, like putting your efforts into that thing, learning something here, doing the work that involves this handing off somehow. This is very interesting. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and take this over to the extended. And I want to look at what the handoff is. Like what you are leaning more into. What are you trying to learn or do? And where that's going to take you. And how you might feel about that. No matter what, you've got this gratitude to fall back on. Remember the gratitude. Remember to appreciate. That's a part of this experiencing. Have gratitude, experience what it feels like to exist just for the sake of existing, not trying to give or receive. You're just there in the moment. That's going to somehow help cultivate this respect. Okay, so anyway, there's going to be a link in the description box below to coffee if you want to see the extended. If not, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you on the next video. Mwah.